Let's do a quick run through on structure blocks. Here we're looking at my flower forest cabin. Let's take a quick look at it. It's all nice and pink and purple with nice soft pink beds to keep you safe from the mobs at night. Even got pink terracotta floor, nice door, lantern outside. This has got the works. Well, I want to make a clone of this. So there's a block called structure blocks that'll let us do that. So in order to do that, let's open up our command prompt, and we are going to, well, just type in / and then we're going to give ourselves a command or a structure block. I'm going to give your name and then structure block. All you need is one. So where do I want to start with this? I want to place it right here because of my overhang. So I want to be not under this, because if I'm under it, I'm going to chop my build. So I want to start right here. I want to note that this corner right here is lined up with this corner. Okay? So you can see, there we go. Now, I want to give myself some blocks. So let's go this way. I'm going to go on the opposite corner. Same thing here. I want to be on the outside of this corner. So right here. And then we're going to, you can go any height you want. So right about there. Now, my build does go a little deep. I have a foundation, so it goes 2 blocks under the ground. So, let's set these blocks up, because these haven't done anything yet. They're just for decoration at this point. So the first thing I want to do is go down here where it says data mode. I want to go to corner, and then we're going to type in our structure name. So I'm going to call this flower cabin, if I can spell. Okay, now we got to note the name. This name is going to be very important. You can name it anything you wish. So we're done. See how the symbol changed on the block? Let's go over here to this one. Same thing. Switch it to corner. We're going to call it flower cabin. Now if everything went okay, we're going to have to drop another block here. So anywhere's fine. Now, what I want to do, I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head, I want to detect. So we're going to go into save. So I'm going to type in structure name, flower cabin, and detect. Okay? Now as you can see, we have a couple of parameters that are off. Let's take an evaluation real quick. First thing is we're going to cut off part of the bottom of the floor, and I didn't bring this block high enough. We're going to cut part of the roof off. Or let's change a few parameters. So we have related position, and this is where we're at on the map. I'll show you what those are. It's basically the chords. And we have structure size. This is the size that we're looking at. So we're at 1 right here. And we're looking at the y coordinates. So this is actually 1 block above the ground level. So I want to go down to -2. And we're going to click done. Now what happened is we just shift the whole build down, but look, my line's down there. That's where I want it to be. So I got to come up here, which looks like about 4 blocks. Whoops, wrong one. Let's go to the structure height. This is the height right here. I got to go up 4, so let's make it 10. Looks about right. Okay, so here's your length. This is your length here. For me, this is the Z. Y is obviously the height, and this is the X. So obviously we have a 9 wide house by 15. Of course, this is just to shift the box around. So I can shift this box around, let's say -15. And as you can see, we move the box back. Okay, if that makes any sense. I'm still learning this myself, so this is just a big help for me as well. So let's put that back the way it was. Now we're ready to make a copy. So we open this back up now, and we're going to save. Everything looks good. Save. It says Minecraft Flower Cabin. Whew, that part's done. That's the easy part. So Now, which way am I facing? I'm going to press F3. And I'm facing west. And I believe that's important. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to break all these, because we don't care about those anymore. And don't worry about this pillar. This will not be copied. All right, let's put a cabin here. Right here. Okay? So now I'm going to click my data button, and we're going to switch to load. And I'm going to call it Forest Cabin. No, sorry. Flower Cabin. Making sure everything's spelled correctly. Now I want to click load. Okay. Now the reason why I noted the direction I was facing, well, because I'm going to have to rotate this thing. So, this is the front. I want to rotate it this way by 90 degrees. Well, how do I do that? Well, first thing I'm going to do is click right here. We have this. It goes 90, 180. Well, that's 180, 270. So you can rotate these any way you want. Let's try 90. Just click done. So, looks like that we have this side right here. Now, I'm just guessing right now. But I don't like where it's sitting. I want to push this back a little bit, and I want to push it down by 2 blocks. So, let's push it. Now remember, we're talking about this way here. So we're looking for the shorter number. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Sometimes you have to play around with it. I think this is X. Let's try 10. Let's see what happens. Related position. Well, as you can see, we moved it that way. That's not it. So, now this is all just playing around with it. Whoops. Well, that didn't do any good. I gotta start all over now. It's the same, you know, I've done that so many times, so we're gonna need to load our data block again. So, Forest Cabin, and I'm not editing this out, so I want to make sure that even only that you know, but I know too. I don't like to filter or censor or anything like that. So let's load up our parameters. I want to mess with this coordinate now. Let's go 10. Moved it way over there. Not quite where I want it. So let's, first thing I want to do is rotate. Of course, you can rotate it where it's sitting too. And I want to move this booger. Let's put it back at 0. I'm going to go... Remember we moved it that one way, so let's move this here, negative 10. Okay. So now we're going to rotate it. The controls in this are a bit finicky. You just have to do a lot of guessing. And looks like we're pretty darn close to this cabin, so let's undo what we did. And also make sure, if you're not sure, write down your numbers. That helps a bunch. Negative 10. Looks about where I want it to be. So, I want to drop it down. Remember, I'm 2 blocks under. So I'm going to go minus 2. Okay? And that looks like it's about that height. Now, if everything goes well, we should have a complete copy of the cabin. Let's change it up a bit. This right here means we don't change our direction. This one here is a mirror from left and right. This one's a mirror from front and back. So, you could do a lot of crazy stuff with this, but let's flip the door around. Now, I'm not done yet. I want to make sure. Well, look what it just did. It moved my block over. So now I got to drag it back. So let's put it back at 0. This is what I'm saying. It's a pain. This is not really user-friendly, but it's better than nothing. Alright, so we moved it this way. Let's put it back at negative 10. And oh, I know someone's going to probably think I don't know anything. I'm still learning this myself, so that's why I'm saying this is kind of half-baked. It looks like it's where it's at. Now I've got to keep my fingers crossed, and let's hope it works. Here we go. Here we go. Load. And that's exactly what I want. Now, you can see everything's flipped. We have a mirror image of the house. All sorts of stuff. Now, there's a couple things that you need to note about when you do this. Is first off, there's no undo button. So if you messed up, and you want to do it, you're going to have to rip this whole thing down. So you don't want to do that. So you got to be very careful. I wouldn't do this in an open server unless you really know where you want to place it. Place your build. Now there is a limit on how much you can copy. You can only copy a 32 by 32 by 32 block of data. So you can't go over that. You'll have to break it down into parts. It's some limitation with Minecraft. So everything's mirrored around. Now I already have a few other structures loaded up, but you can do more than just copy things. I can copy one of my other cabins too. You probably saw me type it in a few times. Forest cabin. Okay, I'm going to load it. And let's face it the other way. Now I always like to look at the white face right here. That always kind of indicates to me that that's probably the front. Not really sure, I'm still learning. So I want to rotate this 180, and I want to drag it down -2. It's just like the other cabin because I have that foundation underground done. Looks good. Let's get out of the way, and I'm going to load it. Oh, see, I got it backwards. So there's no undo here. There's no undo. So I have to pretty much rip that down if I want to redo it. Now if you really want to get creative, and I can show you a tutorial on some stuff, you already saw it there in the background, is you can import official Minecraft builds as well. I'll have to show you a tutorial on how to get those files from the game. I'm going to import a pirate ship. Okay, I got the name of the build. It's called Right Side Up Full, and this is going to be the pirate ship. We're going to spawn in an official Minecraft pirate ship, the ones that you see underwater. So I want to load up my model. I'm going to start it right now, so let's type in right side up. Make sure I got this spelled right. Full. I'm going to done it. I forgot to load first. Okay, so obviously this is the pirate ship. Let's rotate it. We're going to rotate it 270. And whoops. Oh, yeah, by the way, don't click E. It'll actually exit out and you have to start all over again. Whoops, my bad. So there we are, and I want to drop this down to 0, so I want the boat to sit directly on the ground. So there we go. I don't like that. Let's rotate it again. Let's rotate it into 90. Alright, looks pretty good. Why are we doing 90 this way? Well, that's good enough. Let's do it again. Let's make sure. 90 again. What's 0 look like? Oh, we like 90. Let's just stick with that. Okay, here we go. Load. Bam, right there. So this is an official Minecraft boat. It's missing the mast. That actually isn't another MBT file. That's okay. Now we also have some of these extra blocks in here. We don't care about these because, well, we have to load these up. Because I don't have these imported into my game. So I'm just going to remove these here. Nothing in the chest because we didn't include that. So if you want to explore one of these ships, or just use them for a model or just as a base or something like that. And of course to get rid of these, just pop out that block. So there is a ship right there. So if you're interested in a tutorial on how to retrieve these and where to put the files at to use your structure blocks, let me know. And I will do a complete in-depth tutorial on where everything's at, including the extraction of the original Minecraft build. So that's an official build. These are my builds. Alright? Even got a bat floating around. So if you're interested, let me know. So I'm hoping this tutorial helps not only everyone out in wanting to use these structure blocks, but hopefully it'll help me remember on how to use these. I still need a lot of practice with them, but there we go. Really cool.